in a restaurant that I just walked out of. So
We're
You're in
live.
the car. You're in the car. We are live.
I
Two
am in
of
the
us are
car
in the
too.
car. She's in the.
I'm in the
I'm
Two of us
not
car.
in
are
the
in the
car.
car. We're totally in the car. Well, welcome, our beautiful midlife sisters, to our midlife unpaused, unfiltered in the car.
Unfiltered tonight for sure.
Unfiltered.
Totally, totally unfiltered tonight. And if you are a midlife woman that is struggling with any type of I don't want to say sexual dysfunction, but any sexy time conversation, we are totally here for it. Absolutely unfiltered. We're no gatekeeping here. We're bringing in all of the things,
All of the
and
Yes.
things.
all of the
Yes,
things,
we are.
and what we wanted to, like when the three of us got together, we really wanted to. We're trying to normalize this conversation, and we want everyone to know that just because we hit midlife, we're not broken anymore. And even if, if it's happening, that spark is fading, we are here to talk about this, to bring this. We have, you know, tapped into the wonderful world of peptides, and they have shifted everything for us, and we are here to talk about it.
Yes, we
Annabelle,
are.
you're
On
on.
pause, on filter. We're talking about sex, libido, peptides, just, no whispering, just real talk among girlfriends, sharing the secrets
Let's
because
do
we are
it.
not gatekeeping, ladies. I
That's
think it is
right.
Not
so important to normalize these conversations, to really be able to just, I was saying, I didn't want to advertise too much in my like personal account because my mom would have like a heart attack with me
yes.
talking about this kind of stuff. Is there's so much taboo, not just generationally but culturally for a lot of people. And I think it's so important to talk about this because this is not just like, you know the lack of, like, it's not just in your mind, this is a physiological thing too. So
Absolutely.
this
I
is what
so
we're here
agree
for
with
Absolutely.
that.
tonight.
This because honestly, Annabelle, like sexual health is not optional. It is actually something that, and I'll go into this a little bit later, but is a big red flag. If our libido's low, we got to look at what's going on there. But um, this is something that midlife, it's not, you don't have to get used to this. So us three ladies here have pulled that first big lever with the GLP-1, with
Yes.
some of those peptides, and now we're able to see, like, okay, where's my baseline, where am I at? I want to live a happier, healthier life. So what we're going to talk about tonight is sexual biohacking, okay? Because we are into regenerative therapy. We're reversing atrophy of aging with these peptides. So tonight we're going to talk about that sexual biohacking. I think it's really important. We're going to fix what's broken, but you're not broken, okay? We're going to take
You're not
you
broken. You
to
just
where
need
you're
just
not
need an
broken.
upgrade.
That's right. You just need to upgrade or another little tool to start stimulating your tissue regeneration, erectile dysfunction. This is not just for women, ladies.
No.
So some of the things we're going to talk about tonight, you can bring home for your husband or your intimate partner.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like playing into that, Vanessa, you say like when your libido is not right, like that's an indication that there's something else going on, right? But you think about this, and
Yes.
libido is not just the physical. Like I said, it's not just the mental, but it's also not just the physical. There is a blend of body, brain, emotional. Like there's so many things that play into this. And as midlife women, we get hit from every single angle, right? Like you think about our husbands, and when their testosterone goes down, their situation gets a little funky there. It's like, but they have the normal stressors that have been, like work, providing, whatever. We have so many other things, and our hormones on top of that are doing cartwheels
Yes.
when they're like, theirs is just like, okay, I have one hormone, I fix that one, I'm good. we're going
I'm
crazy,
good.
right? Like ours is like a balancing act, literally in every
Intricate.
sense of the word. And not only that, it's like
100%.
ours is like, you know, changing like every day. Theirs is like pretty constant.
Yeah.
There's so much that plays into this, right? It's not just like, okay, your hormones could be perfectly balanced and you still could have low libido because we're exhausted. You might not be sleeping right? And so when you're exhausted, you really don't feel like it. Or if you're gaining weight from perimenopause and menopause, guess what? I don't feel sexy. I don't want to go there. You know, I don't like how
Right.
my rules
Right.
are doing
Yeah.
things that are just not feeling sexy to me. So there's so much that goes into this conversation.
It is. It is. And that's so many good points, Annabelle. And, you know, as a woman that is postmenopausal, clearly I haven't had a cycle for quite a while, but I still am very cyclical.
Yeah.
You know, so even though, you know, because my menstrual cycle is on, my hormones are still fluctuating. You know,
Interesting.
and
Mm-hmm.
all the time
So
when people have their hormones checked.
Yeah.
It can be different depending on the time of month that you have your hormones checked.
Mm.
You
So
know,
do you
it's
still
it's
have,
involved such
Jen,
it's-
Jen, can you answer me real quick?
Yeah.
Because your audio's cutting out a
Yes.
little bit. So I got your back. Can you tell me, so the moon, so are you on like the moon cycle? Like you still feel all of the ebbs and flows, even though you're full on, like you're
Yes. Yes.
and you have all of
Yes.
the same ebbs and flows?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
And I would say for me, I wasn't. Well, my husband's in the car, so he can probably. I don't feel like I had like huge mood swings when I was cycling. Oh, am I
Al,
frozen?
Al, is that true?
Al,
This is true.
this is true. So
Good job, Al.
Check, we're good.
real life, real talk.
My
So,
husband has
you
a
know,
very
but I can
different.
still-
Different
A
opinion.
different point, girlfriend.
Gosh.
So funny.
Yes. Well, and that's where again, you know, we talk about this every single week. What the peptides, how they show up in people are completely different because everybody's bodies are completely different.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
so you know, again, how if I have less, you know, fluctuation in my hormones versus Annabelle, well, it's going to
Mhm.
show up differently. But with, you know, and I would, Vanessa, I always want to call you Nessa.
Yeah, that's what my sister calls me.
We're talking about. Oh, that's so funny because I have to like literally stop myself from calling you that. That's so funny.
Do it. Just
So
do
we were
it.
chatting about. I'm doing it from now on. So we were chatting about
Uh-oh.
when I
I know.
added the GLP, GIP. Am I cutting in and out?
No,
You're good. You're better now.
And so that you know, that moving that big lever and that inflammation going down that much, you know, yes, it affected so many things, but this, you know, viscerally, like on a blood circulation level, that's why I think like my libido came back. You know, it's like everything was flowing more.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that for me, that's what, you know, everything that was showing up is so inflammation driven in myself. So it's like, that's why I had such a big shift with, you know,
Almost
having the
immediately.
GLP, so almost immediately, like with these things, because when the inflammation was gone, my body got like right back online. So, you know, whether, you know, and then going back to, of course, I felt better about myself, like Annabelle said, because I was like, I could actually look at myself in the mirror again and not be like, who the fuck is this? Like, I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Like, my
makes
face
a difference,
like,
right?
Oh my gosh, I was like so inflamed and so crabby and depressed because of all of the inflammation. So yeah. So sorry, it went on
But
a
you know, there's
tangent.
something else. There's something else I just thought about. I am in my mid 40s and I have little kids. Women are having kids later in life.
Yes.
And so you pair these hormonal imbalances and little kids and the amount of patience that you have to, I mean, it's like I am not physically exhausted at the end of the day. I'm mentally and emotionally 1000% drained. And I just keep on telling to myself, like, oh my gosh, why did I wait this long to have kids? I'm like, I should not be, nobody should be doing this stage of kids at my age. Right. And so there's a lot of those things that are playing into the reason why my libido is so low. And I
Yeah.
talked to you ladies about this a little bit, right? I had very good libido. I had no issues with this subject for the longest time. And about a couple of years ago, where all my perimenopause symptoms went wild on me, I just started noticing, and it wasn't even like it wasn't like a physical exhaustion as much as it was a mental, and I was just drained. I was drained. I did not want to do one more thing that I was just like, I just can't wrap my head around it, you know? So
Right.
that is a big thing. And for me, the GLP-1 didn't do it. So this is how peptides work, right? Like
Right.
my body didn't respond as much to it as it did to like Sermorelin. So when I started sleeping and I got rid of my insomnia, like this was a major issue in my life for many years, but when perimenopause hit, it intensified. And when I got rid of it, which I have completely, I felt rested, And in my household, these activities tend to happen early in the morning. So I was like, do not wake me
Before
up.
Yeah.
Like,
Ours
work,
if
too.
you don't
gotta
want to
get
lose
that
your life,
confidence
if you
in. Gotta get
really
that
want to live
confidence.
another day, do not put your hands on me before 7 a.m. Like, do not touch me. If I'm sleeping, that means I finally was able to get some sleep. Do not wake me up. And so it changed a lot of that because now I naturally wake myself up at 6 a.m. I'm ready to go. I'm like, let's go. What's happening? What's
Woo!
going on today?
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
it's those it's so
So,
it's amazing.
but if
Well,
you're watching,
yes.
right now and you're wondering, like, you're laughing, you're joking around, like you're feeling our vibe, but you're kind of like, okay, like is this gonna work for me? Which lever should I pull first? Like, what do you guys think? Like, how do we? Because I want to make sure that it's, that you guys understand that this is for you. These
Yes.
peptides are for you, and we're seeing clients day in and day out with the masses of us that are sharing this message of so many stories with so many different health issues. I mean, we're just seeing so many things reverse. So if you feel like, well, I don't know,
Yes.
like if this is even like for me, will this even work for me? I
Yeah.
mean, there's a couple of different health issues that we're really well versed on. But Jen, what do you think? Like, what would you think is like that first big lever? Like, we want to, like, like, do you just start with a thrill pill? Like, do you just start with the
Right.
GLP-1?
Right.
What do you think? Like, how do you figure?
Well,
We've talked a lot about us being a science project, and you got to just be up
mhm,
for the game. This is
right.
a wild,
Right.
wild west right now.
Well, and I don't think that there is a peptide that gets your body full communicating as the biggest lever, like we always talk about,
Mm-hmm.
as a GLP, whether it's microdosing, because that's all I've ever done is the low dosing. And Annabelle, I'm sure that's all you've
Yeah.
ever done, and Vanessa too, because we're all probably three super responders, so
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I wasn't. I have to say, sorry to interrupt you, Jen, but I have to say, like, I was not. Like, I started with Sermorelin, like, they were throwing metformin at me. I was on Mic B12. I mean, they were throwing, and on top of it, like, the very clean lifestyle. Like, I had a stubborn perimenopause. It was rough.
right. And
And
that
it
was
was
before you,
And
that was before
then
then you started the GLP. See, that's why I always go back to start with the GLP-1 first. It's like,
Yeah.
because otherwise I feel like you're eating off a dirty plate.
Yeah.
Because everything is in there, so it's like, let's clean everything up, and then we can do, start adding and playing with these other peptides.
that's really good.
And like what Annabelle spoke about, like that deep rested sleep that you're talking about, Annabelle, like,
Yes.
doesn't it feel like that's how you slept when you were a child?
This
It's
is a
like,
game changer for me.
like,
In
oh my
so many
God.
ways. Like, it's improved my mood. And I know, like, Sermorelin is much more than just that, right? But it's improved my mood. It has improved, my sleep. I can sleep now. I was at 2 a.m. wake up call and like being on my phone for 3 hours because I couldn't go back to sleep.
Right.
It's life changing. I mean, when you're actually
Yes.
resting, so many other areas in your life improve. And so
Yeah,
for
well,
me, that's what was the initial thing. But I have a funny story about my first encounter with one of the sex peptides, right?
Okay,
Okay,
let's hear it.
ladies and gentlemen that are on this call, PT, write this down. Get your pen right now, pen and paper. PT 141. Okay, write it down.
Got it.
Got it.
Can I tell my
Supposed to
story
know.
with it? Is anybody interested in hearing about this?
Yes,
Because then my
I
husband's
want to hear
gonna
it
have-
again. It makes
my
me so
husband is gonna be
happy.
so upset at me that I'm sharing this, but whatever. He's gonna get over it.
I'll get over it.
So we order it. And he was like, let's order it. Like, he's so excited. He's like the biggest biohacker you would ever meet. And finally it comes, and we let it sit in the fridge for like a week because I'm busy, things are busy. And then all of a sudden, this is like the day before I leave on a girl's trip, okay? And he's waiting for me in the kitchen. He draw out his 2 syringes. He's like, come over here, baby. So he literally pokes himself and then pokes me, and he's like, we're doing this. And I'm like, well, I don't feel anything. Oh my gosh, I don't feel anything. Okay, I'm packing. He's doing his thing. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was this, I can't even explain it. How do you explain it? Because it's not like, pardon my French, it's not like a female boner in the moment.
No, that's what you said. You said female
it
boner.
Well, it was a boner the next day because it lasted that long for me. But it was like almost like this feeling of like a deep like breathingness. I don't even I don't even know. The thing is that I pack up in the middle of the night. I was feeling these feelings the whole time. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. This is intense. Like, I could feel it. And then the next day I get in the plane, and every time I was like turning over, I was like, oh my, my friends were like, why would he do that? He would like patch you up and send you to another city. Like, is he crazy? Like, he's like, what is he doing? But it was amazing. It really was amazing. It was like, wow,
Okay,
this is
but
crazy.
what did you do about it? You just walked it off?
Nothing. I was walking like this. I was walking like this.
Walk it up. Have a snack. Eat something. Try to breathe
I'm
out.
like walking with my legs open because it just was very intense. It was very intense. It was an experience. That was my first encounter with PT 141. It has slowed down a little bit. I think my body can handle it now, and it recognizes it now. So it's not as intense. But if you're gonna try this, do it on a weekend. Send the kids to the grandparents. Send the kids to your grandparents' house.
Hey,
And-
don't get on a plane. Okay.
And
Yes.
buckle up, people.
Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Okay, but so for you, we have PT 141, but then we have the second gen, which is it's kind of like we have semaglutide, right?
Right.
Like we have that PT 141, and then we have that big one, tirzepatide, which just comes at you. This one though is coming at you from three different ways. So it's tadalafil. We said it before, Jen. We
caterpillar.
Thank you. Annabelle's always like
I am the foreign one on the call, just so you
correcting
know.
me. Yes, but
Yes.
she's correcting the English. The
Really?
English
I would have
one.
never guessed that.
And it has oxytocin and also PT141. And the one thing I will say, the PT141 is known to be the Barbie peptide because it makes you tan naturally, so it affects the melanin in your body, and then also the sexual piece. So, what do you guys want to? What do you guys?
But you know,
think?
with the PT141, it's not just physiological. So it actually turns on the part of your brain that is associated with arousal, sexual desire, like that connection too. So it's not just the physiological response. It truly just gets your brain, you know, in that sexy mode. It gets your Shakira back. It really does.
Shakira.
My
Your
Shakira
Shakira,
left me for about a couple of years, but she's back.
She's back. Shakira's
back.
Shakira's
So,
back.
and then we have the oxytocin, and that's like
Yes,
the
that's
feel
what I was
good.
gonna talk
That's
about
the
in
feel
the-
goods. Go ahead, Jen. Go ahead.
Well,
It's
that's
that
the
feel
one
good.
that, you know, if you're gonna try this one, if say you're like, okay, I want to just jump to the thrill pill, I'm not going to do the PT141. That one, I always, because this happened to me, where I was like, well, I just want to stay in here and snuggle and like eat ice cream with you all day long, because it's just like that ooey gooey kind of that connection thing that happens, which we all remember, those of us that have had children. You know, when we look at that brand new baby, you know, it's that oxytocin's in our brain. It's like, that could be the most ugly baby, ugliest baby. And we're like, oh my gosh, this baby is amazing. It's the cutest baby ever.
Are you calling your husband an ugly baby?
Yeah.
Al, you're so cute. Al, you're a cute baby. You're such a cute baby.
Al, I'm sure you're way better than that. No ugly baby.
Explain yourself.
He's just talking about with a baby. No, I love my
I'm
husband.
teasing.
He's very attractive. Yes, I'm very. He does it for me. He does it for me. Like literally. Okay, so this is like way unfiltered.
Yeah,
So,
I love it. I love
Annabelle,
it.
I know that you have this happen. So is there like certain times, and this is like actually really cool because we've been married for 33 years, and I still look at him and it's like, I have the female boner. It's like, oh my god.
I do
like,
too.
Yes,
My
but
husband's hot.
I know.
He's a hottie. He's a dentist, and he has patients that go in weekly. I'm like, why do you need to go to your dentist weekly for? I don't understand that. Like, that makes no sense to me.
That doesn't
That's
make
a whole
any
other
sense.
conversation.
I only see him every 4 months.
I'm telling you.
That is crazy.
I do too. I actually do too. So I always said, you know, when this whole thing started happening, I told you ladies, he goes like, what's going on? Like, our count's going down. It's like, this is not normal, right? And I'm like, you know, I don't think it's you. Like, I see you and I'm like, well, you look hot. Like, he looks hot and I'm super attracted to him. It's amazing. You know, it's got nothing to do with that. I'm like, I know I am attracted to you. And I know, like, once we get going, like, it's fine and I can do it. But I have no, like, you know, and I think, you know, you think about this. When you're sweating like a pig in the middle of the night and you're drenched and you're woken up, you're like, I am like 3 layers deep in sweat right now. Like, there is no chance that I have any desire to be sexy. And that's what it is for me. It's more that part, the brain, and almost like that hormonal imbalance than the actual like physical exhaustion, because I don't feel physically exhausted. I just feel like, you know, I felt like I just didn't want to do anything. I was like, can I just rest? I just want to like not do it.
Right. Okay, so then what we're saying is that I just want to say it again for you ladies. That first big lever. So Annabelle started with her health situation. She had a stack of 3 peptides she was taking, GLP-1, NAD, and Sermorelin, and you just switched to Tessa.
Yeah.
And then you added in the PT 141 and the throw pill. It was like the right
Yep.
time because you took care of those first big
Yes.
blazing things. Yeah. So I'm like, I've taken care of a lot of those big things, but I have no partner. So, I actually have a bodybuilder friend that said, and I've taken the last, honestly, what is it, August now? So the last 8 months, I have been in the gym almost every single day. I have built my mind, body, spirit. I'm doing all the right things, to build myself. And then it was like that strength training and just growing spiritually and strength training. And so I've been talking to a lot of bodybuilders, and they said that actually use PT 141 for vascular health. So they'll take the PT 141 before they go to the gym, and it's like they get that big, pump.
Blood flow.
I'm not looking for that. I'm already very vascular. But I did swap to the throw pill because it's just like this steady. And yes, I don't get a female boner when I go to the gym. Okay.
Vanessa, you're
I'm
like, I'm just
just-
gonna stay on squats because that's perfect. So I'm just gonna squat the entire hour.
I can't get her off the squat machine.
I love you. I love every part of you. Okay.
I'm
But
telling
it just
you, that was
creates
crazy.
it's just like a feel good. Like it's just I go to the gym in the morning, I take half of the throw pill, only a couple of days a week when I'm lifting hard, and I'm just like, I'm good. This is good.
Right. Well,
And you're ready. You never know who you're gonna meet at the gym.
You
You
never
never know.
You never
We do
know.
go to Equinox. There are a lot of good looking guys there, I will say.
I wouldn't know. I'm gonna have to come join you there.
You do. We
Just
need
for
to
my
film
like
content.
eyesight though.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
just
Vanessa,
eyesight.
talk
To
about
help
like
me.
talk,
Sorry.
talk about like what that does to your brain though. In that, when you take just that half and that clarity and just like that mental peace, that calm that you have.
Mm-hmm.
That you're like, I always talk to, when I'm talking to my clients about, stepping out of the soup of the situation, and we're not just like so spun out, which I think there's, and Vanessa and I are going to do, guess what? Our next week little teaser is about the frequency and the clarity that you get when you start utilizing peptides in your body with this like amazing upgrade that you get. But explain how that, like the contrast before, like when you don't do it, like with your brain.
Yeah, I feel like it's
like
just
taking the drill pill and without.
Yeah, like it's like it's a mood stabilizer. I mean, that's really what the main point why I'm taking it is because of it takes down that anxiety or that angst. It's a mood stabilizer, and so I just feel it's really a great time. The gym for me is like sacred. Like I have never been like this. Like I was always very into yoga and I still practice yoga, but my gym time now has become sacred. It's the 1 hour or two sometimes that I just take for myself. And I've got both earbuds in and I'm just focused on myself and I know I'm rebuilding, I'm strengthening mind, body, and spirit. I mean, I even do breath exercises while I'm lifting. Like I make sure that I'm breathing, kind of like blending yoga with weight training, where it's like even on cardio machines, I'm doing exhale and inhales and not being like, oh my gosh.
Okay,
Right.
Vanessa for the win.
Can we edit
to the next level, Jen? Okie dokie. Maybe you want to park. Your husband
Can
might want to
delete
step out of the
that?
car.
Can we delete that? Can we just clip that section?
Oh, this is so fun.
Okay, so I'm like, taking full breaths, like I'm on the machine, right? This is me on the machine, and I'm just like,
Yes, breathing into the
There's
belly,
a-
breathing into the belly.
yes, but there is something. There's actually a breath work for athletes book that talks about this breath work, but that's a whole other rabbit trail we could go down, where it's so
Yeah,
important.
that's a whole nother
'cause
episode.
That's
that we
a whole
can go
nother.
down
It
to.
really is. It really is. But
Yeah.
so, anyways, I feel like, and then I'm getting a little bit less of the PT 141 than I am from the injection because I'm only taking half. And then, I mean,
Right.
Annabelle, you can talk to that Tada Lafel. Tada
Yeah.
Lafel.
You know, I haven't done the full research, but I know a lot of that because my husband actually has it for blood pressure. So he had an episode and they ended up prescribing that for him. So, you know, it helps with the blood flow. And so, but and in terms, it is a physiological response that it helps with arousal as well, because arousal has a lot to do with that physiologically. So, you know, that's that part. You get a little bit from the PT 141 in the thrill pill as well. And then you have the oxytocin, which is just more of that mood enhancement. You know, you just want to have that feel good, that, you know, and as you're saying, you know, for you, it's not the libido that you're focusing on. Although if you had a partner, I'm sure that it will wake up a lot of those feelings immediately. But for you, in other aspects of your life, it just gives you that almost like feel good calmness, and you know, your blood is flowing and pumping. I'm sure is a different reaction in female than it is in male. I know for my husband it is a very strong daily reaction. You know what I mean? Daily reaction, daily
That's
reaction.
waking you up at 6 a.m. before he
That
goes to
you
work.
know, I said my manufacturing facility is closed until 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But anyways, he actually has a very strong response from it, right? Physiologically. So peptides are different for everybody, but I feel like they work with what your body needs in that moment. So they start addressing, putting out fires. It's almost like, you know, you
that's
get
good.
into one of those California wildfires and you start putting out the more important fires first, so that they're not feeding the little fires. And that's how they
really
work in your
good.
body.
I love that analogy.
That's a great analogy, because it is, because it literally, they are that intelligent, and we don't just like, you know, I always tell people when they do start with more of a weight focus that we can't program the peptides for weight loss only. I mean, they're going to go where your body needs it,
Yeah.
to the highest priority, and then whatever is left over is gonna
Exactly.
is gonna go.
But
for
the
that.
weight, I always say this, the weight loss is just what you see. There's so much more going on a cellular level in the body. The weight loss, you know, and for some people, you know, Jen, we talked about the plateau or like that, you know, a couple of weeks ago. For some people, they could be on the GLP-1 for 3 months. You know, you may, you know, not lose the weight right away.
Yep.
You may lose an inch or two in your waistline, but
Yeah.
you're sleeping better. Your inflammation, the redness, maybe rosacea has gone down. Maybe some inflammation, or you know, in Ayurveda, I talk about vata.
Yeah.
It's the vata, you know, is calmed. You know, it's really, you have to be in this journey to not just lose weight. This is not just about losing weight.
You know, to your point, I don't know if you remember, Vanessa, when you and I first spoke, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this microdose. I don't, you know, I really don't want to lose a little weight. Like I have a little bit, you know, I said like I have like 6 to 8 pounds. Like that's not significant enough to get on these. And then I got myself educated. And this is, I think, part of my big mission is to help people understand that this is not, when you're microdosing, this is not a weight loss strategy. Okay, when you're microdosing, you're addressing so many other things that come along with aging, but for us and in this group that we're talking right now with perimenopause and menopause. Okay, like you don't have, actually, I'm trying to figure out through some of the doctors that are on the network, what is the absolute minimum dose that someone can do to get the longevity effects, like to reduce cholesterol, to help with blood pressure, to help regulate sugar, what's the absolute minimum dose? Because I have friends that want to try this for inflammation because they have like, and they have like, you know, family history, like high cholesterol, heart
Right.
disease, but they are
Dementia.
scrawny,
Right.
skinny. They're like terrified to get on my GLP-1 because they feel like, oh, I'm gonna lose all this weight. I haven't lost a single pound in 5 months, right? Because
Right.
I'm regulated and I have not, you know, and I take a very minimal dose. But I want to get that out there, and I feel like at some point I will come out with this,
Right.
where it's like, you know, you can do this tiny little bit. You won't lose any weight. Don't be afraid that this is gonna happen, because we don't talk to that whole other section of women that are
Right.
not struggling with their weight,
Right.
but they
Right.
have so many other things going on with them.
Right.
And a GLP-1
Well-
is still a very viable and powerful tool that they can use to help themselves through this.
I love when Vanessa labeled it strategic wellness, because
Mhm.
I always kind of go back to, you know, you guys are about 10 years younger than me. And so 10 years ago, I needed the microdose because my body was, you know, going through all the things. It was like the dumpster fire as it was starting to build. I didn't gain weight until I was deep into my 50s, you know, where all that menopausal weight came on. But if I would have gotten ahead of it, ahead of the inflammation, my body would have never ever gone to that point. So just to your point, Annabelle, it's like, let's be proactive. Let's bring in strategic health. Let's bring in, you know, just those little, you know, start playing with those levers and playing with that little microdose. So it's like, you know, again, depending on what's going on with someone, they might need just, you know, like you know, little tiny teeny amount, or they need a dose every other week.
Exactly.
You know?
Annabelle, you and I need to talk about those friends because I have some thoughts about them. But
Yes.
we're supposed to be talking about sex. So.
We can talk about sex
Let's
and
talk
the friends.
about sex, baby. Let's
Yes.
talk about. I should have used that.
Oh, yes, that
pepper.
would have been a good one. So, you know, what we're trying to say is there is help out there. You know, all three of us are connected to the most amazing telehealth platform. You can reach out to any of us. You know, we are here for it. We're here to hear your story. We're here to offer some amazing midlife solutions. You can see. But yeah, it's, you know.
I know. We're losing you, Jen. Jen, we're losing you.
Are you losing me?
Okay, now I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Okay, no. So, Annabelle, should we wrap it up? Jen, you want us to wrap it up for you? I know.
Yeah.
She's driving home.
Yeah. I know this was so important. Look at, I'm in the car, she's in the car. We said we're not going to, like, this is a holiday weekend, so we just wanted to do this so badly because I think that women our age right now and our generation, we are breaking barriers. We are breaking that stigma and truly empowering ourselves, and we really want to share the knowledge, and that's what's more important than, you know, anything else. We want to share because nobody should exist in this toxic bubble of symptoms that women have to experience. And once you have the knowledge, like, knowledge is power, right? And once you have the knowledge that there is a possibility out there for you, then that's your decision to make. You know, I tell everybody, it's like, well, I don't want it. Peptides are not a cure for anything. Peptides are tools. And it's what I say to people. It's like, oh, am I going to have to be on this forever? Well, no, you don't have to be on this forever, but like, say that you need glasses. Do you have to wear your glasses? Well, no, you don't. But if you want to see well, then you will wear your glasses, right? So
exactly.
it's your decision.
So
you decide, do you want to provide this level of support for your body or not? If you don't, It's fine. It's not that, this is not a course of antibiotics. You don't take it and you heal it and then you're done. This is a
Right.
support tool that you decide to introduce, and however long you do this for is entirely up to you.
Well, since
Exactly.
you brought it in, so I'm just gonna hammer this one home. You open the door. No, they're not antibiotics, but with antibiotics and medicine, there are a slew of side effects. And the
Yes.
amazing thing about peptides is that there aren't any side effects if they're done properly. Peptides stay in your bloodstream. The strongest peptide max 4 hours. It's not a medication that has all of these. When used improperly without the proper support and the proper dosage, that's why if you're purchasing peptides and you're trying to go the more affordable route and you are getting them from a website where you're reconstituting, don't do that. That's dangerous.
No.
Okay, you
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing. You can,
You don't know what you're
especially,
getting.
you don't know what you're getting, you don't know what you're doing, and you're putting it
Yes.
in your bloodstream. So
Exactly.
again, these peptides are incredibly reparative, restorative. We are so honored to have been with you tonight.
Yes.
And Jen, you want to bring us home?
I know, Jen, I don't know do we have questions at all? Are we taking questions?
I can't see
I
them.
don't-
I think Jen
I
would
don't-
be the only way. This is our first time on YouTube Live, guys. So thank you so much for being here with us. Jen's gonna try to see if there's questions, and
Yeah, I
we're
think
learning.
Yeah, we're learning. So, you know what? I think I think I'll set up another
Test
like
run.
I'll have my other phone going so I can see if there's questions in here because
Good
for some
idea.
reason it won't show me on here if there's any questions tonight. But yes, so remember, you are not broken. And
That's
I
right.
love the Annabelle Self, like, do you want the upgrade? Do you want the cookie or not? I mean, it's like it's completely up to you. It's always a choice of, that bringing in some of those strategic wellness ideas, possibilities, to see how is this going to work with my body and how am I going to feel on this.
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's always our invitation. Yes, if you'd love more of these conversations, join us. We are here every Sunday evening at 7:30 CST, and Annabelle,
8:30 EST.
we're
Sorry,
hoping
Jen.
that we can
Go ahead.
reel her in at least once a
Oh
month.
my gosh, I
Yes,
would love to.
we
I
do.
love these chats with you ladies. It's just it makes my day. So
Yay!
I'm
it's
happy
so
to be
fun.
here. Thank you for inviting
I
me,
love it.
ladies.
I love
It's
it.
always a
Okay.
pleasure. And till the next time, right?
Till the next
That's
time.
right. Until
Till the
next time.
Okay.
All right.
But if you guys have questions, like I want to
Yes.
say, if you've been watching for a while and
Yes.
you're like,
what are they talking
you just
about?
like, what are you holding? Like reach out to us. You can message us. Find us on our Instagram. Jen is at Jen Magic. I'm at Colt to Be Health Journey. Annabelle, what's your Instagram? Is that the best way?
Annabelle.depilla, just one N, A-N-A.
Okay,
Annabelle
just
Depilla.
reach out to us, and if one of us resonates more than the other with you, reach out to us, and we want to walk through and kind of figure this out with you and answer any of those question marks.
But the one thing I want to say is this: you're here for a reason. And
That's right.
the reality is, and the absolute truth that joins every single person on this call, is that the support that your body needs is real. Whether you act on it or not, that's your choice.
Yes.
But the fact that you're
that's
here,
good.
that you're listening, is showing you that your body is asking for a different level of support than you've been given it so far. So think about that, walk away with that thought in your mind, and decide for yourself, no pressure. What is it
No
that
pressure.
you're willing to do to
Yep.
support your body at this point in time?
Energetic resonance, it's called.
Energetic resonance. I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. You didn't find us by mistake. And we
I
hope
know.
we were not too loosey goosey tonight, but it's all good.
Loosey
It's all
goosey
good.
is important, Jen.
You never know what you're gonna get.
That's right.
Sometimes we just need a good laugh.
I need a good laugh all the time. I need
Yes.
it all the time.
all the time,
all the time.
along with a really good orgasm.
I know. Well, you know,
I'm
that-
not there yet,
that
guys.
always
Just
helps.
stick to the squat machine, okay?
Vanessa, I don't want to get way too loosey goosey, but you know you can handle that on your own too. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Just
You
reminding
don't
you.
need a partner for
Just
that.
since we're talking
I'm
about
sure
options
we have some
tonight,
tips for you.
since we are talking about options, that is an option for your girlfriend. I'm just letting you know.
I love you guys. I'm just not into that.
Well, it's just a friendly reminder.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Love you,
I-
girls.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not
That was so
gonna
great.
respond. I'm not
We will see
cutting
you
off.
next week, ladies. Bye.
Bye.